Boom, 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 boo, doo, doo. A premium account on X is required to create live broadcast on their platform. Let's just remove that then. Okay, no broadcasting on X for me. Anyway, happy hump day, everybody. Good afternoon. I hope you guys are all doing well. All exactly zero of you watching at this point. People that tune in later, though, I never know what to do with these videos when you start. I'm like, you almost got to come in hot because the people who watch them later, the people watch for like a minute, and you either got to be doing something captivating or people tune out. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? I hope that you're doing great, man, because I feel like we're all feeling some sort of way right now, like everybody's feeling something. And it's hard to ignore all the weird shit going on around us. I don't know why I went live. I didn't really have much to talk about. I get a lot on my mind, though, because for years now I've been yelling into the ether at people about this or that and pay attention to this or that and look at this or that. And man, ignorance must be blissful as fuck. But it's frustrating to be here trying to tell you guys repetitively over and over and over again. And I never really thought of myself as anybody who was trying to tell anybody what to think or how to think, but I always think of myself as somebody who's just trying to point out the obvious. And it gets hard to do because you get a lot of voices yelling at you that you should be saying this or you should be saying that. And the whole time I've just been swimming upstream, kind of, I don't know, feel like I'm doing my own thing, saying something different, but it's hard to keep your faith. That's why I don't understand how people still have faith in like political institutions or government entities, fucking systems. It blows my mind because every time I look at something, I tend to kind of look at like the shitty things that are going on. And there's lots of fucking weird, shitty things going on out there right now. The mood is weird. And, it bums me out a little bit because I just brought a new kid into this world and I want the planet and the society to keep its shit together. And it's looking like, as of right now, we're not exactly sure how to do that, So I don't know, man. I'm just here to talk some shit, see what's up with you guys. Are you guys feeling any sort of way, man? Are you guys feeling like the air is odd and like it just takes the steam out of my fucking engines and the wind out of my sails sometimes when shit's like this, man. When you just get fucking, I don't know. I don't understand people, man, because one, like, I feel like most of the comments and participation I get are people telling me how crazy or shitty my opinion is, and it's fucking weird, because I don't ever go around to anybody else's Facebook pages or like fucking social media sites to tell them what they said is stupid. I just don't. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I tailor my internet experience to be enjoyable for me, and I know I enjoy my weird things like reading things and fucking looking at like sinister plans of the fucking established whoever the fuck's in charge out there, man. I hope all you guys are having a great evening too. It's been a wild ride doing these kind of things, and I've never made $1 doing any of this shit. I do it just because I want to, and sometimes I ask myself why I do it at all, like why I waste any time talking to people about these things, because it really sometimes feels like it's getting me nowhere, and it's not getting anyone else anywhere. And the easiest way to feel like accepted, which is it's weird because I don't know why I even said to feel accepted, but it would be so easy just to jump on a team and be like, team red or team blue or team whatever the fuck. But I can't do that shit, man. I can't do it because I see the flaws in both teams. I don't know how people can still participate. It blows my mind. I don't know. How are you coping with it? Because a lot of people just cope with it by signing up for a team and picking a side and shit. And I don't think that you can pick a side if you're being honest with yourself. I don't think at this point, like, I don't know, man. How I just don't know. Am I the only person that's feeling just kind of overwhelmed with all the shit that's going on out there? Like, it's all kind of culminating to a head. I've been telling you for years, man, that this is about division. If we look back in like the last just 6 years, think about the last, I don't know, let's go even further back. Let's go 8 years. Let's think about all of the things we've had thrown at us, one right after another, man. It kind of feels like it started with racism. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these race-related issues that it felt like we were being inundated with for a while. Remember that period? Like, help me out with this shit. Mention periods like the COVID period, the fucking all this shit. Like, it's never been this way. Like, things have always been fucked up and weird, but it's never been like just one right after another. All these topics, man, none of these topics have been anything that unify us. I just think back to like 2001 when 9/11 happened. Do you remember that shit? Like, all of you guys who are old enough to remember, like, consciously how it was in 2001. There was a period where everybody stood on a single platform in this country. And, I don't care. Like, I feel a different way about 9/11 than I did back then, but I can remember feeling like my neighbors and me had some shit in common. Like, we were all Americans. You remember that shit? Where we were all like standing up against a common evil. And even though I know we were being manipulated then, like, I preferred that shit. Like, I liked us all having a common enemy instead of the enemy being your neighbor and each other. And it just feels like they used that unity to seal the deal on a bunch of shit, Patriot Act in particular, that paved the way for a lot of future legislation and control issues, man. But, like, dude, just think about it, man. The hot button topics, man, one right after another, man. They're fucking race related. They got us at each other's throats over that shit. Police brutality, which boiled into race related, the gun control issues, with the school shootings being fucking like saturating the news, one right after another. They're still happening today, like things like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not lobbying for gun control here. I'm saying that all of the things that have been in the news in the past are still there. They're still happening, but they're not being presented to us on a national level. But I think the common denominator, and the thing that I'm trying to stress here, is that no matter what they're throwing at us, it's all been about an argument. It's all generating arguments. That's the goal of this shit, is to generate arguments, to generate division, to segregate us into smaller and smaller groups and factions so that we aren't, immigration, tons of things that we've argued about. That's right. The wall. I forget all about that. Build the wall. No, the wall. Oh, the immigrants, like fucking, we're never arguing about anything that ever really changes, because like all the arguments, riots, protests, all that shit, nothing changed in the police brutality world. Nothing changed in the racism world. Nothing changed in the homosexual transgender world. I don't, all these, the bathrooms. Remember they had us arguing about bathrooms, about fucking, what else, man? What else have they had us argue about? The list is endless. The list is fucking endless. But I ask you, I think it's easy to find things that they've made us argue about. What have they changed, though? What is it that we've argued fervently with each other about that has changed at all? I mean, like, government-wise, people-wise, what changed? Did anybody change their minds? Did any laws change? I mean, we talk about gun control all the time, but nothing's changed in the gun control world in forever. But we're always arguing about it. Nothing's changed in the police brutality world. I'm sorry. No chokeholds. No more chokeholds, which nobody's following that rule, but that is apparently a rule. No more chokeholds. Nothing changed. We just hated each other more. That's all. We divided each other. I guess that's I don't want to be divided. I don't want to argue. I don't want to dislike you. I want to be friends with everybody, honestly. I like being liked. I like being fucking thought of as a decent person. I like all that shit. I don't want people to think that I'm a dickhead. I know that there's probably a lot of people out there that think I'm a dickhead, and that's okay. I wish I could change their mind, but I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time on it. I don't know, man. I think what I'm saying is that we need more love. We need to find more things that we agree on and shit, man. Because we all know that there's just so many things that are out there to already disagree on. We got these algorithms fucking with us, feeding us different versions of reality. And you know, I know that's a weird thing to say, right? But it's the truth. You're getting a different news feed and you're getting different comments than the person you're sitting next to, depending on where your leanings or data may have sent them, right? So like it's there's so many things going on out there. It's fucking mind boggling. It's head spinning. I hope we're going to be all right. But I got to be honest, right now it doesn't feel like we're going to be all right. You know, when we talk about America being like 249 years old, and most civilizations or societies, I mean, make it 250 years. That's the average. Here we are at 249. We're busting at the seams. And you know, that's what gets lost in all the arguments, is that all I'm trying to say is that they're trying to establish more control. And the way that they do that is they make more dependence, and they make more factions, and they make people hate each other. And fuck, man, I wish there was some way I could stop it. And I wish there was some way that I could convince you, but it's tiring. It's exhausting. It's depressing. Trying to talk to people who just refuse to think outside of the box that they've been trained to think in their entire lives, man. There's a reason why you've been taught these rules and systems, and there's a reason why you think that that's the only thing that can work is what we've currently got. And I wish that you could think outside the box, man. I don't know what the solutions are, but I know that our current trajectory isn't a great one. I don't know, man. I'm probably just babbling now, but you know, it sucks, man, because like people are losing friends out there over these arguments, and people are losing connections, and the network is getting smaller every day because of shit that people are saying and having opinions and shit. You know, I don't know. It's just a weird vibe out there right now. I almost feel like people are almost like they want to talk less about the politics and shit right now, especially with as tense as everything is. But I wish they would. I wish that people would just be tired of the business, man, tired of the status quo. I don't know. I just don't think that it's worth my peace of mind to try to convince you of anything. And I don't really even want to have those conversations anymore. I'm sick of pointing at it and going, look at it, dude. Look, here's the evidence you need right here. I think I want to move past that part of it. And what I want to try to do is try to bring more like-minded people together and just say that my conversations aren't for you. If you're out there and you're still like buying into fucking political babble and you're still vying for one party or another, then I'm not for you, man. I hope that one day I am for you, and you maybe want to pick my brain and say, hey, bro, like, you're right. This system is broken and fucked up. How do we fix it? And I'll be like, I don't know. You got any ideas? And we can sit down and we could talk about ideas that we got together, as opposed to reinforcing the status quo and voting harder to change things, you know, because I just feel like those things are frivolous, man. I feel like your votes are the same thing as thoughts and prayers at this point. And I'm tired of trying to explain it because I get sucked into these political arguments when the last thing I'm trying to have is a fucking political argument. I try to, you know, like, really, I don't want to have them anymore because I don't think that Joe Biden and Donald Trump are different people. And I don't mean that they're the same dude wearing a suit or they're clones or anything. I just mean that I don't have anything in common with either one of these fucking guys. I don't fit into these boxes that you want me to fit in. I can't be a Democrat. I can't be a Republican because I have opposing views to both of those parties. I can't be any of that shit. I can be a little bit of each one of those things. I'm slightly conservative. I'm slightly liberal. I'm slightly a populist. I'm slightly an anarchist. I'm slightly all of these different things. And I don't think that any one of you, if you're being honest with yourself, fits into any of those boxes they want you to be. And I think that if you're looking through the lens of just at the world through just one perspective, then you're fucking yourself, man. You know? I think most people out there are good people. And I think, you know, like being outside just tell you that, man, because there's nothing stopping you right now from doing crazy shit except for yourself. That's it, man. The government's not stopping you from doing anything. If you want to do something, you just get up and do it. The only thing they're doing is reacting to what you've done, punishing you afterwards. Everybody knows this shit. We're all in charge of ourselves, man. We self-govern every day, but we feel like someone else has to be in control or the world's going to burn. And it's weird to me. We are in control. You're the only person stopping you from doing shitty things. You know? Can we agree with that? Laws don't work. Laws are prohibitive, sure. But who's going to stop you if you really want to do something? The answer is fucking you. That's it, man. I don't know. None of this is making any sense. And I hope that maybe little pieces of it are, and you maybe understand what I'm trying to say. But I don't know, man. Days like today, I lose a little bit of faith in people, each other. I don't want to lose faith. I want to gain faith. I want to see more people going, you know what, man, I don't care. I know that this shit is fucked up and we can't keep going like this. That's what I do know. How can we fix it? But I'm a dreamer, dude. I'm a dreamer, dude. I just want, really what I want to come on here was ask you if you guys are feeling weird too. If you guys are feeling like, you know, things are fucking weird, right? I mean, I'm not even going to talk about all the weird shit that's happened in the last couple of days because a lot of weird shit has happened in the last few days. I feel like that shit's low-hanging fruit at this point. I'm tired. Like, there's so much weird shit happening that I'm tired of talking about it even. I probably am going to talk about it, though, because, god damn, man, just this Trump thing, just this attempted assassination, whatever you want to call it. You go out there and you read people's fucking comments, though, and that's the scariest part, man, because people are either they're buying into it hardcore. I've seen people say some of the most abstract shit out there on both sides of this fence, man. A lot of people are showing off their ugly sides. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I know this, though. I know that you have more in common with everybody that you're arguing with than you do with the people you're arguing about. Does that make sense? You've got more in common with the person you can't stand than the person you're never going to meet, talk to. And honestly, if you talk to either one of those guys personally, you probably wouldn't like them. And it's odd to me, man. It's so weird because that shit, it's barely even real. It's just like a daytime soap opera we're watching, and you're ready to fucking fight with each other hardcore about it, dude. And the thing that scares me, man, is that in a couple of months, no matter what happens with this next election, one group of people are going to be angry. It's a fever pitch, man. They've driven us to a fucking fever pitch. Thanks, Kim. I hope you enjoy your dinner. Thanks for the encouragement. So, I mean, is everybody ready for that, dude? Because I don't think we are. Even the people who talk shit about this being the situation they want aren't ready for this, because this isn't the situation that I want. You know, I want to work together to make a new system and to fucking revamp at least the one that we've got. But I don't want to see a fight in the streets over sides. I think that that's fucked up, dude, because I don't like either side. I can't side with either side. I don't. Like, that's the fucked up stress of the situation, is that come November, we're going to have an election. And whenever that election culminates, one group of people are going to be mad. That's a given, no matter what happens, man. Whether Trump is president or Biden or whoever is president, one group, about 40% of the country, is going to be upset. That's the bottom line. That no matter what you think or how you feel, man, and I'm saying 40% because I honestly believe that 20% of us are totally tired of this shit and we don't care about it anymore. And we know that it doesn't matter if Joe Biden or Donald Trump are president. It doesn't matter. I'm tired of having that argument. Things are going to stay relatively the same for us. The economy goes up and down, man. It's done that shit forever, right? The presidents don't have as much to do with that as we'd like to pretend that they do. And I understand that some of their policy can affect economics in a way, in a sense, but it's all ideological. It's not real. They go in there every time and they say the same shit. Oh, well, we'd have got a lot more done if it wasn't for our opposing party across the aisle blocking our legislation every time. But hey, don't forget to vote. This is the most important election of all times. When the truth of the matter is that we are at a point of no win situation, at least as far as I'm concerned. We are in a no-win situation. No matter who wins, we are losing. 40% of the country is going to be mad. I think 80% of the country is already mad, but a different kind of mad. Not the angry kind of mad, just like fucking you guys, I lost your mind mad. All right? So think about that. That's the gravity of the current situation. We're out here basically being Crips and Bloods over dudes we ain't never gonna meet and don't give a fuck about us. And that is so fucking odd to me. I can't even fathom the idea about it. I will not participate in any sort of civil unrest if it's centered around political parties. No fucking way. There's no way you could convince me that that is a fucking fight worth fighting. Now, if somebody was out there actually doing some shit for us and actually trying to make life better for the common person, then I would defend the shit out of them. But the truth is, you can look at both of these guys' political histories, and I can show you that nothing changed while they were in office. Everybody inflates the government. They take more of our money. They give us less accountability every year, and then we just accept it, and we argue about the next round of jerk-offs who are going to spend our money, who are going to mismanage our funds, who are going to put us further in debt, who are going to make our sons and daughters fight wars in countries that we have no gives a shits about. Most people can't even point to on a map. It just fucking weirds me out how people can defend the status quo, man, but it's tiring fighting this fight. It's tiring pointing at the obvious and going, dude, what the fuck? And you know what? People immediately jump to, oh, you just want to see everything burn? You really want things to be all fucked up? No, dude, I don't. But things are already all fucked up, and I don't want to keep going this way. I just had a kid 10 days ago, 11 days ago. I want her to grow up in a safe environment that's going to be nurturing to our advancement as humans. But do we have that right now? I don't think we do. And it's not just one thing. It's a culmination of tons of things, man. I mean, like, even when I go to the store now, you know, I look at the food and I'm just like, fuck, dude, I'm fat as fuck. I love to eat. But now I'm looking at food like all the shit's poison, dude. What are we eating? We don't know. We don't know shit. We used to grow food for ourselves. We used to get that shit locally. Now we all get it from a box. It's all been super processed. It's got a bunch of extra shit in it. Does anybody give a fuck? No. People will even be like, hey, the FDA is protecting us. Sure they are, dude. The EPA is protecting us. You live in St. Louis and say that shit, you're a jerk off. EPA is not protecting us. Coldwater Creek, Westlake landfill, get the fuck out of here. Look at this baby. I want this baby to be safe and happy.
She made.
Oh. Is this her first appearance on camera? Anyway, say hi to Piper Grace. Those little hands.
Dad just woke up from my nap.
Anyway, this is why I keep talking about it, though. Because then when I look at her, I feel a responsibility to leave a better place for her than what's right here, right now. Okay? This is the future. This is tomorrow. Are you happy with what we're leaving our kids for tomorrow? I want to make an apology and be like, sorry, kid. I didn't mean to bring you into this fucked up place. Hopefully we can make it better, though.
Sure.
Are you in shark mode?
Oh, right now.
Anyway. Oh, getting you. Here you go, guys. There she is, Piper Grace. Piper Grace Marie Schmittler. She was born on July 5th. I was really hoping for July 4th. We had a party July 4th, and she heard the fireworks, and then
So that party's for me.
I guess she decided she was coming out then. July 5th is close enough for me. If she was born on July 4th, I would have a super strong case for naming her Liberty, though. Like, I probably, yeah. Oh, yeah. But anyway, this is my little girl. Takes the anger right out of me, really. Oh, Oh, hello. Hello. All right, Dad's going to give you back to Mom. He's going to yell at the fucking ether some more. Honestly, though, that's why I want change, man. Listen, I'm 48 years old, dude. I could literally just grab a lawn chair and watch the world burn, and that would be absolutely just fine with me. But it's not just me. I got all these kids running around, and I feel a responsibility to kind of point at things and try to make them better. Isn't that what we're supposed to do as parents? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Even if you're not a parent, man, don't you want to leave a decent world behind? I'm not going to be here forever, and I can't protect her through everything, man. And what I'd like to do is leave a better world behind for her. Okay? That's my goal. That's why I try to change things. I'm doing great. I'm living the best life that I've ever lived right now. Is my life perfect? Absolutely not. Are there a few things that I'd like to change in my life still, personally? Yeah, absolutely. But am I living better than I ever have in my entire existence? Yes. My actual life is so stress-free that I can focus on what's going on outside around me. That's a luxury I haven't always had. It's kind of a luxury sometimes I wish I didn't have, you know? But I don't know. I think maybe I've probably babbled long enough. It's been almost 27 minutes now, and I don't know if I really said anything, but you're not the only one out there that's feeling a little weird right now, if you are, you know? I'd like to just bury my head in the sand, but I'm not sure it's possible. I just don't like feeling disgruntled, attacked. You know, you got all these people out there. It's sort of like really maddening to be called a stupid by the people who can't break the trance, you know, but I guess that's the point, man. I guess the difference between me and you is, though, I'm not trying to divide anybody. I don't think that my team's any more righteous than yours. I just want a different team that represents us more, cares about us more. We all know that politicians have been bought and sold a long time ago, yet somehow we still fucking have the audacity to argue with each other about them. And I wish we didn't. I hope you guys finish your day strong. I hope you have a great day. I hope that the world doesn't throw us any more weird shit for at least 24 hours. I am going to be back to talk about more weird shit and to say things people don't like and to do my best to point at those things and go, hey, look at those things. But I think what I'm going to work on a little more is not engaging in every argument, you know, not responding to every comment. If I really want to do this and do this right, I guess I just got to say what it is I feel like I need to say and then let you take it however you want. I've always felt like it was responsible to answer questions when people ask them, though. And I think that maybe you just have to accept that you can't answer every question, you know, that you can't let yourself get sucked into those petty ass arguments that don't matter. Because if you haven't been able to see that Donald Trump is part of the construct by this time, then you're just not going to see it. There's no real point in me talking to you about it. You're going to have to learn on your own. And that's tough for me to accept. And whenever shit really hits the fan, you're going to be like, why didn't anyone tell us or warn us about this shit? And I'm going to be like, fuck, bro. I tried. You wasn't listening. Some of you ain't never going to see it, and that's okay too. So, hello, Mr. Nicholas. I don't know what I'm responding to, and I don't know what you need, but I need you to. Oh, gross. Not everyone is willing to listen to others who don't agree with them. That's unfortunate. I listen to all kinds of shit. I watch a bunch of shit I don't necessarily agree with or jive with just because I don't know, if I'd like to at least hear you out. I can listen to it once. I can't listen to it 10, 12, 14 times. I guess that's where I'm at. So I might just try to unplug for the rest of the day. I might go out in the garage, smoke me a joint, hit a couple golf balls. I don't know. I hope you find time to do the same, man. Go do something you like, man. Go find a way to enjoy your life a little bit. Unglue yourself from the propaganda machine. Stop with the programming. Just go have a good night. Call someone you haven't talked to in a while. Say hi to them. reconnect with an old friend, do something like that. I think the world needs a little positivity. I don't want you to bury your head in the sand, but I think it's good to take a moment for yourself and enjoy your life a little bit. So I hope you find a way to do that tonight. I'm going to leave you guys, but for now, and yeah, keep your eyes open though. Always awake. Oh, she's doing great. I'm getting tons of sleep. My wife's breastfeeding, so I have absolutely no reason to wake up in the middle of the night. She's not very fussy, so that's good. I feel bad for my wife, but she's doing very well as well. She's snapped right into it, and she gets 3 months to do mommy things. So after 3 months, it's fully on me, and bam. But what up, Landon? Don't worry, bud. You can rewind it and watch all the blabbering that I did. I will say that this whole live probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. Or maybe it makes perfect sense because I can't be the only one who's feeling kind of like I do right now. So go back and watch it, but be safe out there. I love you all. Toodaloo.